Good morning and welcome to my Hidden Treasure Moments podcast. Now, this podcast is all about giving everyday people a voice to tell their extraordinary stories. So this week on today's podcast, I am so pleased to have my husband co-hosting, Troy Adams, who's here with me. And I'm really excited because very rarely do I get him in the studio because he's always like working all over the world. He's doing driver development coaching, working at the track, going back and forth from Vegas. So I feel really blessed to have him in the studio today. Please welcome my husband, Troy Adams.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. So it's good to be on the show.
Thank you. You haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I wanted to talk about, I think what's interesting about life is that, you know, it makes it really easy to bring subjects and to kind of bring themes to our show. And just recently we went to a couples retreat where we kind of, you know, we had a room full of couples and, you know, we were talking about growth and we were talking about, you know, how we relate to one another and all that great stuff. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to bring that topic here. Well, fun might be like a little overrated saying that, but it might be cool to be able to have a conversation about, you know, couples counseling, group counseling, like the good, the bad, and I would say kind of the funny. So like, Troy, you know, going to the retreat, I think it was like last week, like we won't say names, we'll keep it incognito, but like, what was your first thought when I voluntold to come to the retreat with me?
Well, first off, she never told me. That's the key. You told me that you had a business event that we were supposed to go to.
Yes.
That was dealing with your growth and what you were doing with the company. And you have a group of women who you guys, you know, basically meet once a month together.
Yes, like a mastermind group.
It's a mastermind group, correct? Yeah. And that we were going to support that. That was the key. Then the morning of, I asked you, babe, what are we doing at the event?
And literally, I did not know.
And you did not know. So it's not like, oh, we're going to a couples retreat.
Right.
And I had the heads up. We're going to go to an event that supported you. And oh, by the way, it's a couples retreat when we get there.
Yeah.
But that being said, it was a good event. I think we grew as a couple. But when my first thought when I got there is that it was different.
No. Like, tell me, what was your first thought?
Well, no, it wasn't. When I first got there, when we first got there, I mean, we've done a lot of couples retreats. We've done premarital counseling. We've done postmarital counseling with all the things that we've gone through, which you can find in the book. A hidden treasure.
Yes.
That was, you know, we've gone through that. So that wasn't a big deal. The process and how people communicate, I think, are different in the different communities. And so for me, it was different because the presenter was a Caucasian, a white lady, and there were basically ourselves and maybe 6 other couples, primarily all white. Which I'm used to because in the racing industry, it's just, you know, my black behind and 15, 20,000, 100,000 white people. Yeah. So, I mean, that didn't really change the game for me. What changed the game is just how it was presented and how we interact with one another. And bottom line, it was a little white for me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't talk to my wife. I don't talk to anybody like they talk. What the hell?
Oh my gosh. Anybody who is watching, I have to kind of like bring you up to how it was. So, Troy set it up. We're at the Wilson Creek Winery and it's all pretty and we have a like kind of a round table and, you know, there's like 6 couples and we're all sitting together and then there's the 2 facilitators. And so the one facilitator, like, she's super sweet and very like, okay, we're going to think in our inner child, and we're going to put our mask of vulnerability on, and like. And so she's like talking like that. And so I automatically, I feel my husband literally tensing up next to me. And it's like, people, maybe therapists talk like that, but she was very like, she was very
cerebral.
She was very cerebral.
Yeah.
And like her voice was very like, whoo.
Yeah.
Like, it's very like that.
Yeah, I mean, most people know me. If you guys know me, if your kids have been with any of my coaching programs or just know me out and about, I'm a real type of dude, and that was I seen Candace Smalls on just watching, and Candace knows me. I'm like, that was white. I can't communicate. I don't communicate with my students like that. I ain't communicating with my wife like that. At the end of the day, that was a little too soft.
Well, so what's funny, and what I would like you to do is give us an idea of how you coach, of what type of real conversations you have, because one of the things you said to me is that sometimes we try too hard to say the right thing and not say the true thing. You just don't get into the truth so people can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And so when you coach, how is that different?
Well, I mean, I think everyone wants to get to a different level.
Yeah.
A different level in your athletic ability, a different level in your marriage, a different level on your job. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when we're having different conversations, people want to, when we communicate to people, I think a lot of times we say things that we think they want to hear instead of saying things that they need to hear.
Yeah.
The problem with saying things that people need to hear is that on the other side of that, you have those individuals that we've worked really good in our relationship to try not to put meaning to what is being said.
Yeah.
But people, at the end of the day, when we communicate, the bottom line, it's just words. You can take it, digest it however you want to, and then do it out. So when I coach, if a student comes to me and we do a rating scale and to try to figure out where they are, and they're slow, then I'm gonna tell them they're slow. If they need to lift some weights, or they need to do more sit-ups or push-ups or neck exercises, or they need mental strength, then I'm gonna tell them that that's it. I mean, it was no different than a quick story diversion of at the event. We're sitting around with these couples, and one of the couples says, if you don't want to, if you're at a party and one of the couples wants to go drink champagne and you don't want to go, how do you say that without hurting their feelings? And I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean? How do you say that? You say, I don't want to go drink champagne.
Yeah.
That's simple.
But do you think that's a cultural thing? I don't know that that's ever been on my radar.
I don't know if that's a cultural thing, but that's just a thing. That group, that was just, for me, I was like, you guys are soft. A real conversation is, excuse me, whoever, family member, friend.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I mean, I have family members that I love dearly, and they like to party, they like to drink.
Yeah.
I love to drink too, but I know if I drink a lot in certain environments, you're going to write another book about me. Yeah. So I'm not going to drink. Yeah. It's just that, you know what I'm saying? My mind and everything else. So to me, having those conversations, look, I don't want to have wine, or I don't want to have alcohol because I just don't want to. Why? Because I choose not to drink.
You're landmarking me right now.
But that's what we were
going
with.
No. I'm saying that.
Yeah, but that's what people,
We learned that.
So it's no different than even my coaching.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if your kid's slow, you can't buy speed. The only way you do is to continue to work on it. And so me going to this event, it wasn't the fact that, okay, we were there, I'm in a situation, I have a choice. I can either open my mind up to new possibilities, new things to grow, or I can shut my mind down and say, this is stupid, this is too white, this is too whatever, and don't grow. And so I just chose at that time, and I told you at the same time that, okay, this is different for me, but I choose to grow. And so let's just figure out, what comes about. And it did. I mean, I've utilized some of the tools that we learned there this last couple of weeks in my business to continue to grow.
Yeah. And, I'm a huge advocate of therapy. I'm a huge advocate of group therapy because I think it just creates a completely different dynamic so that you see like what other couples are arguing about, what other couples are dealing with. And that I say I'm working on it, but I am not the domestic goddess. Like Troy probably does way too much in that area, especially lately. I hate doing laundry, but like I'm working through it. Yeah.
I see. Listen.
But I make more of an effort. I recognize that it's, something I need to grow with. But it's funny to be kind of in that room of people and to recognize that, our struggles, Black, white, Mexican, Chinese, whatever, our struggles are pretty much the same as couples, as individuals. So, I think one of the things when you said about like tools that we use, coming into that, I started to recognize that when we talk and, I have my hidden treasure business, I have my VIP 1-day retreat, I have the book, like I have all of this stuff that I'm putting all of my energy and focus into. But what I do really well is I create very well. The hard part for me is taking it from creation, taking it from working on my business to working in my business. Mm-hmm. And so, Troy, like you a lot, like you are a coach from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And so through that practice, through that retreat, I recognize that, when I feel like I'm being coached and we're not talking through it and thinking through, okay, what are things that I can do, that I start to regress or I start to be like, no, I don't want to do that. Like I get a block, I get a wall. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that they said, which I really, really liked, is that, when you're having a conversation with your mate or business partner or whoever, that if you go into the conversation with the air of curiosity, that it kind of helps to pull those walls down for people who feel like they're just being spoken at.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so like that one of the things that they pulled up and like there were these 4 steps, but the one I really gravitated to was like, when you see somebody, when you know that there's another direction somebody can take and you say to them, instead of saying like, you're doing this all wrong, you should do it like this, or, I think you should do it like that. It's like, I would be curious to see how it would look like if you did it like this. Mm-hmm. And like we kind of started working on that. And I think that that's kind of worked out.
Yep, it has. It has. It has.
No one word answer.
No, it has. It's again, it's different in our relationship.
Yeah.
And then how I have to switch it on and off for my students or the people who are come to me for consulting. Because I believe there are certain times that, yes, I need to ask them, how would that look like if, you did your marketing or you did your social media like that? Or how would you feel if that were to happen? But then there's other times when I need to say, I was going to say some people's names. I won't do that. If I say certain driver, certain person, you either need to drive it in deeper here or you need to move this person up or you need to do this or we're going to fail. You're going to suck. And if you suck, I suck.
Yeah.
And I don't suck.
Right.
So do your job.
Yeah.
Or you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
It's very simple. That's how I am. And that's why we have individuals that are winning races and are at a very high level. It's tough for me to do that to you because then I would have a place to live. So I'm trying to figure out that balance of being at the top of my game over here and then coming home, knowing that some of the things that we could communicate better that would help you with your business or vice versa, and how do we navigate through that?
Yeah.
So
Well, we're going to take a really quick break. And when we come back, what I want to talk about is kind of a real life instance where, I have been planning my VIP one day retreat.
Yeah.
Like I've been planning it. And so, I think you've done a really great job on not being like super coachy with me. And so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit and like the process and like where we are with it now. And like, I want you to tell me what you've been holding your tongue on.
It would also be cool if there's individuals that are out there who work together, husband and wife work together. I know, again, I saw a couple of people that were online. If they would call in, because their dynamic can help others, so that'd be good.
Yes. So we will be right back.
The Monday morning men's group gets together because we're just some brothers hanging out, having coffee. And we need a safe space where we can talk and be ourselves.
Hidden Treasure was written for women, but the added bonus for all you men out there is you finally get to know what we are thinking. If you want to live a life you love, if you want your relationships to be stronger, then purchase your copy today.
The Monday morning men's group gets together because we're just some brothers hanging out, having coffee. And we need a safe space where we can talk and be ourselves.
Hidden Treasure was written for women, but the added bonus for all you men out there is you finally get to know what we are thinking. If you want to live a life you love, if you want your relationships to be stronger, then purchase your copy today.
Hello, my name is Kara Adams. I'm the author of Hidden Treasure. I'm a speaker, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a cancer survivor, and what I want to do is invite you to my one-day VIP gym retreat. It's at the beautiful Mission Inn. The retreat will be on May 11th. It is from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. The retreat is for anyone who puts themselves last because you're putting your family first, you're putting your career first, and what we want to do is to put you first for once. So if you are looking for a day of pampering and to just be treated like the king or queen that you are, please feel free to come and to join us. Find out how to sign up for it if you go to my website, which is www.karaadams.com, and I hope to see you there. Welcome back. This is our Hidden Treasure Moments podcast. I am the host, Kara Adams, and my amazing husband, very blunt husband, Troy Adams, is here with me co-hosting today. Yay, thank you, baby. And what we want to do and where we left off was kind of talking about couples working together, the fact that, I've been putting all of my time, energy, thoughts into the retreat that I'm planning. And like, what I want to know is like, what's the thing that you feel like you've wanted to say, but you haven't said because like, you're like, oh, I'm trying to like work in this new realm of possibility with the retreat that we just went on.
I don't think there's much that I wanted to say that I haven't really said. Mm-hmm. You guys have done an amazing job at getting the speakers, getting the events. I won't tell everyone what's kind of in store, but the different activities that's going to go on at the retreat. And the biggest thing was just going out and meeting the public. Don't always use your social media. Too many times people get caught up in using social media and forget the hard labor and the work and kind of that foot soldier mentality of going out and talking to the public, going to the different local businesses, going to your chambers of commerce. There's so many things to build a business and build an event, which is what we've done in the past with the track, versus the drift deal. We just didn't do it on social media. It was actually going out to those events and staying up, getting there early and staying out late. And you've done an amazing job. And I know that because of that work, that's why that day is going to be so special for those individuals who come.
Yeah. Well, just to give you a little bit about it and about myself. So I am a marketing professional by trade. I, was a VP of marketing at a credit union. I've done it for huge billion-dollar businesses. And what I discovered is that, I like the building, but it's really hard for me to do the foot soldiering like Troy has said, and for me to actually do the day-to-day stuff. And so I'll get home and Troy will be like, okay, what, oh God, what he
How
used.
much money you make?
Yeah. What he used to say to me, probably 10 years ago now, every day I came home, he'd be like, did you make any money today? Did you make any money today? And I'm so surprised that you totally haven't done that.
Nah, because it didn't get anywhere.
This made me mad.
Doing the same things over and over, expecting a different result
Is
insanity. And
yes.
I ain't dumb and I ain't crazy.
Yes.
But it goes back. People make everything so pretty. I can tell you our racetrack is not that pretty.
Right.
But
no, it's not.
But when people come through and go through the experience of the facility and the experience of the coaching and our staff and our team, they always leave out better. That's the key. And they give us a strong referral. But if I didn't go out and pass out flyers and touch the Instagram and all that stuff, we're not making money. So I can have the prettiest facility. I can have the prettiest flyers. I can drive a really nice car and dress really nice. But if I ain't making no money, you're not eating.
Right.
So at the end of the day, when I come home, you don't say, oh, babe, that was all nice. You say, babe, can I transfer X amount of money into my bank account because we need to pay our bills? Babe, can I have X amount of money because Truly needs some new Blades? Or so it's all about money. Yeah, Beyblades. See, my boy, the producer, don't even know what Beyblades is.
Oh my
It's a
God.
stupid spinner thing. The
Oh
kids
my
are spending
God.
all kind of money, but they just spend all kind of money. The bottom line is it takes money
Yes.
to live.
Yeah.
It takes money to grow. And if you ain't making no money, then a business is just like a vision, a fantasy.
Yes. Well, so when you say that, I think it's really easy for people to get caught up in the look, in the flash, and not the substance. And so,
And most of the time, that don't even look good.
yeah, well, yeah. But my stuff looks good.
Your stuff does look good.
My stuff looks good. But you're right. And I will say that because this is so near and dear to my heart, it's funny. I sent out like Troy said, I've been doing this digital campaign and I've been sending out these emails and really giving workshops and letting people know that it's really, there is a substance, there is a love, there is a purpose for me to do this retreat. It's my 1-day VIP Live the Life You Love retreat. And I recognized after, going through cancer, after, leaving a job that I thought was like the be all end all, that I thought it was just, I had finally reached my pinnacle, and recognizing that I was still unhappy, I was still unfulfilled. So this retreat is like me giving back to men and women, just everybody who puts themselves last. And so, I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm going in, being that foot soldier. I'm passing flyers out because I want to sell it out. I want to sell it out so that people have the tools to live a more fulfilled life. I'm spending a lot of time on, wellness, on, when you are the most stressed that you've ever been, how do you internally calm down? Yeah. How do you meditate? What do you do to get yourself back, your equilibrium back at a peaceful level? That we're spending, time to build and transform the people who are going. And that this is part of who I was meant to be and what I'm meant to do. Yeah, baby.
No, go ahead.
You look like you had a thought.
No, I had a thought. I did have a thought. I always think that certain times you don't use your outside voice, you use your inside voice. But I've learned that.
Now?
No, I was using my inside voice to have my conversation and not speak it out loud because it wasn't the right one. But now I can say it.
Okay.
But I think you've done an incredible job, and she's done an incredible job at putting that together. And thus is why all the hard work, you're halfway to selling it out. Yeah. So if you weren't doing all of those things, it's great to work on your business. But if you're not working in your business, for those who are out there, and you're not putting forth that effort to actually reach the clients and communicate with the clients and telling them why your services are good, then you're not going to be successful. And that is why you guys have started to now move that meter to selling the event out. The other side of that is, we also know you have to surround yourself around positive people. You have to, if you want to make more money, then you have to surround yourself around people who are making money.
Right.
Otherwise, if you think you would be making more money if you think you're hanging around your friends over here, you got to, raise your level up. The other side of the same thing with peace, with community, with, all those things. That's what, the individuals that it looks like are going to be there. And so you have some real big hitters there. That I've seen some of the list of individuals that are going to go. And those people are successful because of the things that you're doing and the things that you are talking about. And it's because of the things that, you've gone through and the things that you've been able to grow from for the last couple of years. So I'm excited about the event. And one of the things like that you had said, would I've told you no, because I speak through a lady, a consultant. I love
you speak through Patty?
I love Patty Cotton. I love Patty Cotton. I would pay her even more money, but I can't afford it. Because I don't have to say it. Literally, I pray about it, I think about it, and then you come home and say, oh, Patty came up with a great idea. And I'm like, damn.
Patty's talking through you, through God, through her.
It's me talking to God. God talks to Patty. Patty talks to you. You guys come up with this great idea. And it's like, oh, man, that was incredible. Yeah, great job, you guys.
Yes.
I don't have to say it no more.
Yes.
I love it. I love Patty.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. So I want to talk about, what do you think? Because we're a couple who works together. We spend a lot of time together.
Too much time sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So we used to, I saw you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So before, last year, I, worked for that financial institution. I worked 9 to 6, whatever. And then, you would travel, and literally you were traveling all over the world. So we weren't spending as much time together. And so when you...
I'm laughing. Can I not laugh? Go ahead. I'm just listening to you.
Okay.
So when you were...
So, what do you think between then and now? What are the pros to us being, working together, working so closely? We still have 2 individual companies, but we do a lot of consulting with each other. I help with your marketing.
Yep.
You help with my everything. So,
that you don't listen, but go ahead. You're starting
I take some of it in.
Yeah, go ahead.
But what are the pros and cons for anyone out there who you are, a couple that works together? What's the good and the bad to that?
The good is that you're around each other all the time.
I like it.
And the bad is you're around each other all the time.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
It helps that you travel.
Yes. But you know what? What's very interesting, I will say, is lately when I've traveled, I miss you and truly probably more than I ever have. But then it's no different. Sometimes when I travel and then I come home, 2 weeks ago, I was ready to, I wanted to turn around. I actually had to go to my men's group and have a conversation with the fellas. Look, has there ever been a time when you drive through your gates at your house and you get there and you step in the house and you see all chaos, or you go to the garage and you see all chaos, or whatever the case may be, and you just feel like turning around? It's tough, right? So I think just life in general, that's just life in general.
Well, did you notice this time?
Oh, yeah, no, it was way better. But we talked about it. Way better. Way better.
Thank you.
Way better.
Give me some props. You
Yeah,
didn't say
way
nothing.
better.
I came in the door. You didn't say, oh, baby, your hair looks nice. Oh, baby, the house is all clean. You didn't say nothing.
Anyway. The bottom line is working together, it has its plus and minuses. I think if the relationship is strong,
Yeah.
and you have a open communication, and don't get me wrong, open communication is not 100% open. I ain't gonna lie. There's certain things I don't tell my wife all the time, and there's certain things she can say she does. She don't tell me.
I don't tell you everything.
Right. But we usually have real conversation. And because of that, I think
I tell you the important stuff.
Because of that, I think we're on a better plane and a better direction than we have in the past.
What haven't you told me?
None of your business. So the plus side is that if you're on that same, going that same direction, then your helpmate can truly support you and grow. If you're not and you work together a lot, now you have chaos. And then how do you get and how do you navigate through that chaos really is the key. And I think for me, couples therapy is big. Retreats together like we did, even though I was kind of bamboozled. But I mean, that's been
You were not bamboozled. I couldn't tell you what I didn't know.
You should have found out before. You and all those ladies should have found out before.
Because we all said the same thing.
Yeah, because you all patty bamboozled you guys, and you just spread it right to your husbands. It's the same deal. It's just whatever. Anyway, women power. But
power the P.
Yeah. Don't you start. So anyway, at the end of the day, I enjoy working with you. But again, there's those goods and bads, but we're on the same plane, going the same direction. And when that happens, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
When it's not, it's like a shipwreck.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we've done this before. We did it like when we first got married, we worked together. But like, what do you think the difference is?
We weren't married when we first started.
I worked at the track. You don't remember that?
That was a shipwreck. That was kind of good. That? Yes, that was kind of good, but that was a shipwreck because you were hard-headed.
What was the difference between?
Go ahead.
Between 12 years ago when I was working at the track, not just me, you too.
No, go ahead.
What was the difference between that then and us in what we're doing now?
Okay,
in your opinion?
No, it is not my opinion. These are facts, and you're gonna watch this.
Okay,
and you're going to agree with me on this.
Okay,
no, you don't have to be open. You're gonna agree with me. When we did it 12 years ago at the track, you did it out of necessity. More so than truly wanting to. You didn't believe in the track. You did it because you needed money in the track. You really didn't want even to be at the track, and nor did you really want me to work at the track. You wanted to make more money, and you wanted me to do whatever it took to make more money.
That is not no.
And so wait. Think about it, because you've told me multiple times you need to quit and go get a real job.
That was I'm saying like the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
In the beginning, I did not think that. Okay. I didn't realize the animosity I would have towards the track for at least a year.
Or longer, 10 years. But 10 years until you quit. Up until this past couple years, and you went and done your entrepreneurship and truly understood how to be an entrepreneur, how hard it really is. It really is. How much work that you eat last, in a sense, and that your staff and your business and the mothership is so important.
Yeah. Then
you've truly embraced the track, in my opinion. Prior to that, the track was there. It supported us a little bit. Yeah. But you didn't know how much the track and all of the partners of the track truly supported what we did, how we lived, where we were able to go.
Yes.
And what it was teaching you along the way. Now that you've seen that, to me, that was kind of the school that's allowed Hidden Treasure to grow as much. All the things that you're teaching at your one-day retreat, and a lot of those ups and downs are things that you can pull from the ups and downs of the track and the jobs that you did good at and lost from because of the track. So again, yes, we worked together.
Yeah.
We worked in the same business.
Yes.
But we did not work together 12 years ago. Big difference. We were just in the same room going through. I learned a lot from you. I learned how to, do some staffing. I learned a lot, but we weren't working together.
Yes.
Agree or not?
Yeah.
See, I told you it was going to be facts. Go ahead.
I will say that, when we, to give you a little history. So we got married in 2007, and on our honeymoon, the market literally crashed, and I was in real estate, and I was killing it as a realtor. And we had all these deals that were literally funding. and they unfunded. Like, that wasn't even a word before. That wasn't even in anybody's realm of possible.
While we were in Jamaica on our honeymoon.
On our honeymoon. So we went from, like, you know, doing well, being able to pay for our wedding with cash, like just doing really well, to recognizing that, oh no, we have no money, things that funded, unfunded. And, you know, we were having to try to figure it out literally day one of our marriage. And so, you know, fast forward, we made the decision together that I was going to work at the track and I was going to do my, you know, my marketing thing. And that worked well for a little bit. But then I think, like, towards 2008, when the market really got ugly, we realized that, okay, you know, I needed to go get a corporate job. And so once I got that corporate job, and, like, you know, you were still doing the entrepreneur thing, you were still building, like, I didn't recognize the big lesson for me was that you have to build a business brick by brick. There's no shortcut. And for me, like, that has been a huge lesson in my life, that I've always tried to do things quick, not necessarily right.
Yep.
And so, don't agree so fast.
No. No, I mean, yeah, meaning, because I used to always tell you,
Yes.
our argument would be, Troy, you need to be doing blah, blah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm like, Kara, I agree, but
Yeah.
you need to slow down.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. This relationship may take me 6 months for it to mature, or 2 months. No, you need to do this. You need to make more money. So it's funny how I'm always on you about how much money, but that was the thing. And I'm like, it's going to take time. It's going to come.
Yes.
But when we build it, it will not crumble. That's always been my deal. When we build it, we will not crumble, and we will get referrals. It will come in, you know, in its time. And if you build it too quick, it will crumble.
Yes. But it's funny. And so that's why I say, like, yes, because, like, I didn't know how to be married. I didn't know how to run a business. Like, those are all things that I've learned through everything that has happened. And so, you know, but now it's like I still have that mindset, like, there has to be a faster way. And like every single time I bump my head because I'm like, okay, no, you know, I can't send something out digitally and think it's going to build a relationship, because it doesn't. Building a relationship is building a relationship. Yeah. And so, but on that same aspect, you know, I think, like, oh God, you know, I have been doing this business now since really July of 2018. And in my head, like, I should be making that 6 figures now. And it's really hard for me to, like, still be in this place where I'm building and I'm developing.
But what people don't get, I mean, you are making the 6 figures. I mean, that's 6 figures, 7 figures, it's all a state of mind. It's at the end of the day, your livelihood hasn't changed. I mean, our livelihood hasn't changed. It's because of the relationships. If we didn't have the relationships, we wouldn't, you know, I mean, we were just in Jamaica, then, you know, we had the opportunity to go to Paris, and now we're going to Hawaii. So it ain't
all
like
on relationships.
It's relationships.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't get. They want to send a text, send an email, and think that the other party knows exactly what they're talking about. No, pick up the phone and spend 2 to 3 minutes on the discussion, get it done, and then you guys move on. And that's where, you know, you have to go. We have to talk to individuals, and that's where the brand building, the business is. And it's wanting to know, you know, the biggest thing for me is this. People say, well, when can I get you the information? I'm like, yesterday. Like, I needed it yesterday. And I fall in that same trap of, you know, saying, oh, I can get it out tomorrow. I can get it out because I'm tired, or I can get it out tomorrow because I have to, you know, get some stuff with Truly. No, there's 24 hours. I was looking at the Beyonce episode on her concert on Netflix. On Netflix.
At Coachella. And, you know, 15 hours a day that she's used to training. That was really good.
Yeah. I mean, again, that is the level. You know,
and that's the mentality.
You know, Steve Harvey and some of these other ones that I look at on their podcast. It's work.
Yeah.
Work is work.
Work is work.
It ain't, you know.
You can't shortcut it.
You cannot shortcut it. And you're going to go through those trials and tribulations. I don't care if it's the lawsuits that we got to go through, to losing everything like we've done before, and we're, you know, in process of rebuilding. It's the relationships that keep you there. If you don't have the relationships, Their friends don't.
Yeah.
It ain't the friend relationships. It's the business relationship because the friends leave. Mm-hmm. And then once you get back, rebuild it again, then they're the ones who come back. Once you're successful again, those are the ones who come back. Once you're successful, then they want to read the book. Mm-hmm. But I won't get on that. Because most of them don't even, again, they don't read the book, they don't go to your events, and then all of a sudden, you got a big house, you got a car, you're on this stage, speaking in front of thousands, that stage. Then they say, hey, can I come in and hang out behind stage? No. Why don't you buy some tickets and sit up in the top row? Mm-hmm. That's where they'll be.
Tell us how you really feel. But
that's how I get it. You know me.
Yes, I
to
do.
The point.
Yes, and I appreciate that. And like one of the things that you brought up was Beyonce and the fact that we watched her kind of concert behind the scenes. We watched that last night. And, for me, I'm always really intrigued by, high performers, people who are at the best of the top of what they do. Mm-hmm. And how, a lot of the times in conversation, people will say like, oh, well, they were lucky. Oh, well, they had help, they had relationship. But like when you look at how hard she works, how her attention to detail, like for me, that is really the difference between good and great. And the difference between like when we're trying to put something together and we're working hard, it's like I have worked the hardest right now in the last 6 months than I think I ever have in my entire life, because that's what I'm striving for.
Yeah, but then also go back in part of that movie and part of the little series, which was kind of cool, is that yes, she was on stage, but the one thing that I noticed is when he came on stage, her husband came on stage, that she lit up. And again, it could be fake, but it looks as though as a couple, they're in a good point. They're in a good place and they're going the same direction. The kids were there. She said her family is extremely important. And so it's, I think it's extremely important that in a relationship, when both people are building brands, when both people and or just one person is building and the other one's the support, that they are truly the support and have to understand their role at that time. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I understand what kind of keeps me sane is I understand what my role is in where we are right now. And
what's your role?
It's support.
Yeah.
It's support financially. It's support that, I come home and I don't want to do the dishes. I don't want to do the laundry. I don't want to cut the weeds at our rental properties. But if I don't, that means you're going to have to, or you're going to have to think about that, and you're not going to be able to build and grow your brand. So the bottom line is, it was cool to see Jay-Z like sit back and let her do her thing and support her in that way. Mm-hmm. And then when he had his 30 seconds or 1 minute of fame on stage, it still lit her up and they were able to interact, do their thing. And then he got, put it right back to her. That's important. Like, that's what I grow from. It's those experiences or those things that I see in couples, whether it's Steve Harvey and his wife, and again, I'm not saying they have a perfect relationship.
Right.
By no means.
That doesn't exist.
I'm sure they have drama.
Right.
By no means am I saying that Jay-Z don't have women after him and Beyonce don't have dudes after her. By no means.
Right.
That's their business.
Yeah.
But when she came on stage, they were on stage together. They both lit up, which means to me, and that looked like natural, that they were at a good place. And I think that's what it takes in order for companies, especially entrepreneurs, to be successful.
So we're going to take a really quick break, but when we come back, I want to kind of dive into that and what you just said and dive into, what does that look like to you for for a marriage? What does that support look like for a business? Like, how do business partners support one another? Because you've kind of gone the gambit. And then, for us and for marriages, for men and women, kind of what that looks like. So we will be right back. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, that's what we're going to talk about. Hello, my name is Kara Adams. I'm the author of Hidden Treasure. I'm a speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a cancer survivor. And what I want to do is invite you to my one-day VIP gym retreat.
It's at the beautiful Mission Inn. The retreat will be on May 11th. It is from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. The retreat is for anyone who puts themselves last because you're putting your family first, you're putting your career first. And what we want to do is to put you first for once. So if you are looking for a day of pampering and to just be treated like the king or queen that you are, please feel free to come and to join us. Find out how to sign up for it if you go to my website, which is www.karaadams.com, and I hope to see you there.
Hey, we're back. So my name is Kara. This is our Hidden Treasure Moments podcast. I was just grooving to my girl, Deluxe Boutique, and Carla. You know, my outfit today is something that she dressed me in, and I love what she gives me. I love all of the looks that she has, and really kind of the big difference between like what I would normally wear from Macy's and her stuff is it's really made for women with curves. And so I go in there and I feel cute, and no matter what I put on, and I don't usually like dress sexy or, you know, I dress for comfort. I'm working on it. But like now I feel like I could do both.
No, and I think again that's important as well. I will agree with you that you would dress comfortable. Your son would agree with you that you would dress comfortable, which is good. I think you're supposed to have that. But dressing nice / sexy, but just dressing nice in certain positions, you have to up your game. And Carla's done a great job at Deluxe. And then, you know, we've seen a lot of people unfortunately, it's all about perception, right?
Yeah.
And people's perception is their reality. It doesn't mean it's the reality, but it's their reality. And when you go into the room and you're the best dressed queen there, then you pretty much are queen bee.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you've seen over the last couple of months is that level of confidence that Carla gives you at Deluxe, and that goes into the support, right? And that and we can even go back to the Beyonce Netflix deal. You know, she worked hard at losing the weight from the baby and was able to get back into her outfit that she had performed in
before the twins.
Yeah, and again, that you could see just the confidence builder and the booster of that. So, you know, ladies and men, unfortunately, I don't have a person who dresses me anymore. Tony Barra, I need to come back and see you. I used to have that. I used to have a clothes sponsor for a lot of stuff, but those days are over because I'm a nobody. But
oh my gosh. You're like the biggest driver development coach literally in the world.
Yeah. Okay. But
they give you clothes all the time.
They just clothes that I'm not going to rock.
I'm like, you always get clothes.
Yeah, but they got their names on it. I don't want their name. I got my driver's names on everything. But no, I support from the spouse and have a good support group, I think is extremely important. And it's just, you know, how do you do that? How do you figure out and navigate the couple in the relationship for support?
Well, even like when it comes to business and business support, like, you know, I have Carla with Deluxe Boutique, but I also have Marcy and Gigi who are with the Creative Solutions Marketing and Printing.
Yep.
And like, it's a huge deal for me to be able to text in the middle of the night and say, oh, I need flyers, you know, for my event or business cards or whatever. And to have them and to have that support, it's like you need a system, a support group of people who can kind of help you take your business to the next level, which is what they've done for us.
Yeah, your team's extremely important for sure, and they've done a great job. And that's why, like I say, I'm excited about your one-day retreat. I'm excited whether it's individuals or couples to come in and experience it, and then how they move forward with their life and their relationships after.
Yeah.
It's always to me the testimony on an event, or when I have athletes that come in and work out with me after 1, 2, 3 sessions, and see them go from middle of the pack usually to the podium, which is first, second, or third. Then I know they got their money's worth.
Yeah.
But if you're always sad, depressed, broke,
Yeah.
and you go into church and you continue to stay sad, broke, then you may need to switch churches. Because you're not getting anything out of it. And that's how I look at it. No matter if it's a church, if you come and you spend X amount of dollars with me as a coach and you're not moving from the back to the middle to the front,
right,
then go find another coach, because I'm garbage.
Or your style just doesn't work with that person.
I don't believe in that.
Really?
No, I don't believe in that. I believe as a good coach, when you're doing one-on-one stuff, that you should touch in, you should get involved and understand your client and the people that you're working with so good, and understand what it takes to make them tick, and what it takes to get their confidence up, what it takes to motivate them, that they should get better.
So no matter, like, a good coach should be able to coach anyone and improve them.
Yes. I meant, now, don't get me wrong. No, I can't even say that. I don't have too many clients in the past 10, 15, heck, 20 years that I've done that has stayed with me and are not successful. At the end of the day, my job is to motivate them to see where their weakness is. They didn't come to me just to hang out. They came to me to get better. And so from the beginning, no different than our relationship, no different than our business, we either going to say, okay, right out the gate, are we here to get better, or are we here to just have fun? If we're here to get better, then it's going to take a lot of hard work. If we're here to just have fun, let's stop now and get a divorce, because you're wasting my time. And that's how I look at it all the time. And I have those discussions with clients. And I think people coming to your one-day retreat, they're paying money to get something out of it. They're paying money to make themselves better, to find peace, to find some other connection to get them to another level. And it's your job, to me, to make sure that they get that. They should not leave an experience of any sort, not just your retreat, my job, whatever. That's like going to a mechanic shop and going for tires, and they send you out with bald ones. Why did you go in the first place? Yeah. You want a new tread for a new ride. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. But you're right. The whole point of that self-discovery, self-help, that whole genre is all about transformation and doing the things that it will take to live a life you love. And my goal really is not for this, not to be one and done. Like, my goal is to have just amazing experiences that people can go on so that you can live the life that you love. You might, enjoy your job, but when you go home, there's nothing there. There's nothing there for you. There's no peace. There's no happiness. And so that's what, that's really what we're spending time on. We're spending time on looking at all of those things that have happened in your life, all of those eruptions, and we're de-escalating them in your mind so that you recognize that that's what happened, but that's not who you are. And we're spending a lot of time working in transformation, working in doing things to help you to give peace to yourself. But we also do movement so that you're not just sitting there listening to someone talk all day, because, that's really tough. And so we've got,
but your movement activities are going to be extremely fun. You like to give away everything. But the movement, I did see some of your movement activities.
All I said was movement activities. I didn't say what.
Yeah, but the movement activities for the men and the women, I'm one for making sure that this balance I know are going to be a lot of fun, which is pretty cool and different from those type of activities.
Yes.
And I think that was some of the things that I kind of missed in our marriage, the little retreat thing that I got suckered into going to, is that the interaction was cool, but it would have been better if it would have been more of a group type setting, and but even the group said that at the end.
Yes. And you're a little nosy.
I'm a little nosy.
You love getting into other people's stuff, so you can be like, "Ooh, I wasn't that bad. I leave my stuff on the table."
How am I nosy? My stuff is already on the table. Hell, you wrote a book about it. I don't know. If you haven't read Hidden Treasure, I'm telling you, you guys done lost your damn mind. Like, then friends of mine, make sure you read past chapter 6 because I'm not the best.
It gets like further and further. So
okay, chapter 5.
Thank you.
At least chapter 5,
okay.
But get through 6. I wasn't the best husband in the beginning of our relationship, and it's probably because a lot of stuff she put me through. But
I'm not even going to take that.
Don't take that. But at the end of the day, I said I wasn't the best husband. But after 5, and 10 years later, I've become a pretty good husband.
Yes.
I've learned my role.
A very good husband.
But the bottom line is Hidden Treasure, the book, is phenomenal, will change lives, especially the men out there, because you get a chance to see how she writes it. You get a chance to see the true thoughts of women and how they think. And that's what's been cool is being able to see a lot of dudes read the book and share it with their wives and coworkers throughout the industry because the book is phenomenal.
Thank you, baby.
And that's transitioned into, again, the one-day retreat and how you've moved on to there. But that's, for me, it's all about support right now. And you said, what does that look like? To me, that just looks like whatever it takes to get your partner and your family to the next level. And whatever it takes is whatever it takes. I mean, that's how I've always been, and it. I mean, it's tough for us to grow both our businesses. So mine is kind of in a slow growth, and yours is taking off, and I'm excited about it. Our son is excited about it,
which is crazy.
I mean, he's the biggest. We're both the biggest cheerleader, but
yeah.
I think it's important to know that. But on the same token, you give us praise, and we know that the love is there, and we travel together, and we all kind of work together, and it shows. I mean, I think with kids as well. He's in a Spanish-only school, and he and I were just talking yesterday at the Uber because I left my keys in the deal, and
which he told me.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he knows like he's going to learn Spanish, and then in 5 years he'll learn French, and why he's got to learn both. Have 3 languages. So when he travels and going racing, and he goes to Paris or Canada or whatever, he can work. He has to know French, and when he's in the Spanish countries or Italy or whatever, that he can kind of relate. And there's all of that is again. It's support, and that's I think where my role is right now, and then eventually I'll go back to the front, and you've learned through my example, hopefully, how to be a support as well, or maybe I'll always be support, and I could be a stay-at-home dad.
You would hate being a stay-at-home dad.
Okay, I could be a sugar mom. You could be a sugar mama then. I don't have to work. I don't have to work.
Hate it.
I could travel around with my son and go racing every day and not have to work. And go golfing and go on the boat.
There's more to being a stay-at-home dad. Like, you have to clean the house.
I already do that. I already could wash the dishes, wash the clothes, I don't cut the grass because I have a gardener. I would cut the grass. So I'm okay with it. I'm telling you, I could be cool with being a stay-at-home. She don't get it. I can be cool with doing that. I can get all those chores done in about 2-3 hours, and the rest would be
just
Troy's.
Yes.
Troy's getting it. But anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot about the retreat. We talked a lot about my book, Hidden Treasure. You can go to my website, which is KaraAdams.com, just KaraAdams.com, and you can purchase the book there. You can sign up for my retreat. I would love, love, love to have your support. I'd love to see everybody there. There's not a ton of space, so it is filling up fast. And my goal is that hopefully we sell out in the next, couple of days, week at the most. But thank you so much for watching our Hidden Treasure Moments podcast. We're here every single week at 10:30, from 10:30 to 11:30, and it's really all about living a life you love. So do you have anything to say?
I'm good. Stay blessed.
Have a wonderful week.